Hi, my name is Tabitha MacDonald, and I am a conscious creation coach. In this short video, I am going to explain to you what the superconscious recode is. I highly recommend that you watch this video before you watch any of the other recode videos on either the Soma Tribe channel or my personal channel, because it's very important for your unconscious, your superconscious, and your self-conscious minds to know what this process looks like. The Recode process is a process that teaches you to connect to a part of you called the superconscious. This part of you created all memory and can treat emotion, and it is not a trance. You can do the work on yourself. However, it is easier and more enjoyable to have a coach do the work with you. Learning to do this presents no danger, as there are many easy ways to block treatment. You are always in control. To ensure we get all of you to work together, there are some educational components that we need to learn just one time. We'll only cover these on this first intro recode. Once this has been into your brain and you understand it, we don't need to do it again. And then after that, we will just work together, and this work becomes a fast, easy process. You are made up of a main personality, and then there are many sub-personalities and aspects of you. When all of these aspects are working together, we can use the Recode method to easily let go of any resistance that is stopping satisfaction in your life. I like to explain it like we all have multiple personality disorder. We have that version of us that shows up to the board meeting, who's super confident and knows how to speak up and doesn't mince their words. And then we have the part of us that shows up to the PTA meeting, or that shows up to put the kids to bed at night, a little bit more nurturing, loving, kind. We have the part of us that really wants to eat chocolate cake at night, and no matter how much healthy food that you bought during the day, that part takes over when you're triggered by a certain emotion, event, or external cue. Those are what we call part-time personalities. And those part-time personalities have the best intentions. They really have done a good job of keeping us safe and keeping us alive up to this point. The problem is sometimes their outdated wiring keeps us stuck in patterns that were developed during childhood. So we need to give them a superconscious upgrade in order to go after what we want. And this process basically gently rewires the old neural pathways that are triggering us to stay stuck, and helps pull them and magnetize them into the life that we would love to create. We do this by connecting to the superconscious. The superconscious is one part of our consciousness. The other two more familiar parts are the unconscious and the self-conscious. Now, the superconscious is given many names by other people, but what we mean by it is essentially your inner intuition and wisdom that is connected to a field of information across all time and space. Your superconscious is like a drop in the ocean of the universal superconscious. We are an individual drop, but still connected to this universal ocean of information that is the superconscious field. When you give me permission to connect to your superconscious, I can connect to both your superconscious field and that universal field of information. What that means is it's that field that we're all, you've heard that term, we're all connected, right? That above our conscious awareness, that space where we're all connected. When you think about somebody and all of a sudden they call you, that's the superconscious field. It's where we can connect with others without restrictions or limitations. It's where source energy comes from. We have three aspects of consciousness that carry memories with them, and they are going to be referred to as memories 1, 2, and 3. Memory one is your superconscious memory. This is present from before conception, having been passed down through your family. It is a field structure that informs our cells, our DNA, how to act, and what to turn on. This is memory number 1. Secondly, we have your unconscious memory, which is present from the womb and communicates in feelings. It runs the body and is easily trained to interpret symbols like language. Through repetition, it can automate complex tasks like breathing or driving a car. This is memory number 2. In the third memory that we're going to talk about is your self-conscious memory. This is also known as your ego or your thinking brain. It's our conscious experience. This memory is memory number 3, and this really originated between probably 3 or 4 and 7 or 8 years old. This is what constitutes your personality. This is where most of your self-sabotaging identities live and were created. This will be memory number 3. During the recode process, you will be unconsciously bringing up resistance to your true choice. Our resistance is founded in negative beliefs that have been created in our unconscious or self-conscious memories, initially for self-protection, but when held on to, can cause resistance to change. This resistance will be brought into your active experience from your dormant memories. The active experience is what we are experiencing in the moment. It is made up of both self-conscious and unconscious memory. Whereas outside of the active experience, we have dormant memories, and these can be easily unconsciously triggered into the active experience when invoked. I like to use the example of, let's say you were in kindergarten and somebody stole your lunch money. Your reaction may have been to fight back, or it may have been to run and hide. So the next time you have an experience that triggers that same sense of lack of safety, you're going to have an emotional response that's triggered to react the same way from that traumatic event when you were 5 years old. So if somebody's threatening your lunch or your finances, you might attack them in a way that's not in alignment with the actual event that's happening in the current reality. Or you might run and hide when you're having conflict with somebody, because maybe this experience was really terrifying for you, and that was how you kept yourself safe at 5 years old. Because the unconscious and self-conscious parts like working in metaphors, I will use metaphors to help you, so your self-conscious, visualize your resistance being removed bit by bit or completely, whatever is the most perfect way for you. I like to use the river of desire. I have your current reality, which is where you're living now, and then your desired reality, which is where you would like to be. And in the middle is this river of desire. And that river of desire has these giant boulders in it. And the boulders are your resistance, your experiences, your trauma, your limiting beliefs, your self-sabotaging identities. All of that is contained within this river of desire and these giant boulders. Now, depending on what you're going for and how much resistance you have, depends on how, it's going to reflect how many boulders you have. I like to use the scale of 1 to 10 because it's very consistent and it's easy to use. So 0 would be absolutely no resistance. There's no boulders in your way. You can just float right over to the new island, no problem. And 10 would be tons of resistance. There's a lot of boulders. It feels like trudging through mud to get over there. Like there's no way you'll ever be able to do it. So when we do the recode, I'm going to ask you for a resistance number. And that's usually just to kind of give you an idea of how much you have shifted during the process. What we're going to have our superconscious do is come in and gently chip away at those boulders so that your resistance decreases and you can better align with what you would really, really love to create in your life. When my superconscious commands work to lessen the resistance, it's literally like the boulders in the metaphor just start crumbling away. Our process is through respect, and we desire all parts of you to choose and let go of the resistance. We do this by explaining the benefits. All parts that are awake are always listening. So here are some great advantages to joining the main personality. We get more satisfaction and less pain. We get to stop intrusions and takeovers, and therefore we stop losing time. All parts can run the body at the same time. And we want to stop the main personality from hiding information from all of the parts. A mono personality works best when we're trying to live or when we're creating a life that we love, or when any of the other true choices that we go for in the magnetic mind process. A mono personality where everybody's working together towards the same goal is so much easier and better aligned with creating what you would love to create. I will use the concept of a treatment team or a treatment plan to organize all aspects of you into a cohesive group that will work together to create more satisfaction and less pain. It is important all aspects of you desire treatment. And by asking questions and removing barriers, you can ensure all aspects desire treatment. I really like to validate every part's experience in the world. They were created in a time of either great stress or great joy, of some type of intense emotion, and they served a very beautiful purpose. And when we do parts integration, sometimes these parts don't even know how old you are now. They're just so automated and taking over when you have an emotion that's uncomfortable or that you're not used to experiencing. So in summary, this Recode process will help treat resistive personality parts and negative beliefs that come into your active experience when viewing your true choice. It does this by bundling them together into a treatment plan and giving commands to your superconscious to treat them to create more satisfaction and reduce pain. This process will decrease or remove the resistance, those big boulders we talked about in terms of the metaphor, and to allow you to take next action steps towards your desired result. So thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below or bring them to your session if you're doing a live session, or if you're watching a replay, you could always go ahead and jot down your questions and contact me directly and set up a one-on-one appointment. My link to scheduling is down below and in my bio. So please feel free to reach out and schedule a session. I do group sessions as part of Soma Tribe, which is my group coaching program that I have co-founded with 2 other magnetic mind coaches. And then I also do one-on-one and individual coaching. And you can find that schedule on my Calendly link below. So thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you the most beautiful experience on this journey. It is 100% worth it. And I'm very grateful for your time today. Thank you.